Today I want to talk about the dangers of graphic design. And we say, what exactly is this for a title? Let me tell you first off, this is probably not what you think and where we're going to go with it. The dangers are so simple, and we're going to cover this in a really quick video, but it can impact your church, your business, your ministry in such a big way if you don't get this right and you don't understand one of the dangers of graphic design specifically. So first off, hey, if you don't know us, I'm Clint with Pro Media Fire. We help churches, nonprofits, and businesses grow and reach more people online with our creative and digital strategies and with our team. So I'm going to tell you a little bit today as we get into the dangers of graphic design. So where am I going with this here specifically? Well, let me tell you, we've seen it again and again. One of the dangers to graphic design today is that, number one, everybody thinks they're a graphic designer. And maybe not everyone, but we get it again and again, is that we'll be working with, say, a client, and the client tells us, we've got a volunteer if they're a church or nonprofit. They're doing all of our design work. And we look and we think, this is terrible. But they don't want to tell the person because they think normally it's an older leader and they're like, no, it's great. Look at what amazing job they're doing. We're like, it's terrible. I mean, the brand's all over the place. The design is not good, but the leaders can't see it. So it's a little bit of a challenge. For instance, you could have you ever thought just because we all have amazing ability to take pictures and to take videos, just because that doesn't mean that we're all videographers. If you get a chance, take a look on YouTube and search what filmmakers and professionals with an iPhone can do. You will be shocked. They'll shoot little short films and short pieces with an iPhone, not with a professional camera, and it will blow your mind. The point is that oftentimes it's not the tools, it's the talent. And so, yes, you could have access to Adobe. You could have access to all of these reasonable tools and that which is out there, but it doesn't make you a graphic designer. It doesn't make your work good. So you want to be very careful for yourself that you don't get caught in this, and that you're also very open to see if your design is not good. Because we see graphic designers that are all the time, we have our team, and our team is amazing and they're on point. When you see what they create, it's tight and it looks great. And we have graphic designers all the time that will apply and want to be in, and some of them are good and we're just not hiring at the time, and some of them aren't good and look and thought, man, if someone would really help them and let them know this is not the direction they should go. Another interesting thing that you should know with graphic design is it's not always. We have team members that are professionally, they went to school, their degrees are in design. Also to today, now they're teaching and they're training our younger designers. We also have designers that did not go to school for design that are just amazing designers. So that's something that's interesting about design in itself. But here's one of the things we've seen. A danger is if you're not able to understand that your design is bad. So not only number one that you see where everybody thinks, and you could have somebody doing design for you that is not good design, in the same way, just be careful with volunteers and others. Be careful with yourself that if you're thinking that your design is good and it's not. Oftentimes you've had clients come to us and they tell us, hey, we want to reach young families and we want to reach this demographic. And when we look at the design is like reaching 60-year-olds. And we're like, wait, you want to reach young families? Like their design's not good. Or the design is just not on point. Or maybe they come and then they want to go like a super young and trendy design. We're like, whoa. The point is, design is like speaking a language. Same thing if you're speaking Spanish and you want to speak to Spanish speakers, you want to hit it on point. Same thing with design. Visuals are powerful. Design is powerful. Design rules the world. Everything's built by design. Whether or not we're talking about graphic design, website design, you're talking about the design of a home and architecture, and then where the design goes, bring an interior designer. There's so many different types of design. Design is how the world, man, was framed. God, of course, made the heavens and the earth. He's the greatest designer of all time. But design is vital in who you want to reach. And so be very careful with who you have. Just be honest evaluation if you're working with people. If you have volunteers, are they the best one really to be doing your design? Are they truly a graphic designer? Is your graphic designer good? Be willing to look at and be real. And also too, if you're looking at yourself and who you want to reach, is your design on point? And one of the ways to evaluate that is go and look what the audience and who you want to reach, the design that is ruling their world. If you want to go reach young families, look at the companies that are reaching them. Look at the design that's speaking to them. And then look at yourself. Look at your company, your church, your nonprofit, whoever you are, and you want to reach them, then look and say, does our design speak their language to grab their attention online for them to come and engage us and for us to engage them? This is something you want to be mindful of. So the dangers of design, number one, are volunteers or those in design that truly can't design and they think they can. Number two is looking at also to not truly the danger of evaluating your design and is it good and is it reaching the audience you want to reach. Make sure you do an honest audit and bring in, it's worth it to pay the money. Another danger is just being cheap in the area of design. It's worth it to bring in somebody who knows what they're doing. We've seen it. I remember one time someone who was starting a church, a pastor, he'd come to us. His design was bad. This is the brand we're going to do. This is what we want to pull. And I said, listen, would you be willing to go with a design you don't love to reach the people you want to reach? Ask him. He's like, yes. Okay. So then trust me. You're saying you want to reach younger people. You want to reach this audience. And so we built all of the brand, all of the design, went out and took it out into the world and they crushed it. And the church ended up where people wearing their t-shirts around town, the brand, it was on point and the brand was crushing. And they came back and thanked us later for building the brand to reach who they wanted to reach. And it was so powerful, but they were willing to understand and evaluate that their design wasn't good. What they thought was good, what they thought was right and on point was not. And they brought in some professionals and they invested in design. So it's worth it. Bring in, evaluate, look at your design. It's worth it to invest in design because that's what's going to draw the attention of who you want to reach. So a few thoughts on the dangers of design. Don't get caught in those dangers. All right.